One way for God to show that a text is his message is through prophecy, that is, accurately foretelling the future in a specific way that couldn't be predicted. There are actually many examples of this in the Bible, and I'm just going to give you one that happened relatively recently, so that the date that the prophecy was written is definitively thousands of years before the date that the prophecy came true. And it's about the Israelis, or the Jewish nation, who were told several times over thousands of years that he would scatter them amongst the nations of the world. So, for example, in the third book of the Bible, called Leviticus, in chapter 26 and verse 33, we can read, "And I will scatter you among the nations, and I will unsheathe the sword after you, and your land shall be a desolation, and your cities shall be a waste." These texts were written between 1500 BC and 600 BC, but this didn't happen until 135 AD, when Israel was scattered, and even today Jews can be found throughout the world. It's known technically as the Jewish diaspora. Not only were they scattered, but the land was laid waste. But they were also told that they would be regathered. For example, in Ezekiel, one of the prophets, and chapter 11 and verse 17, we can read, "This is what God says. I will gather you from the nations and bring you back from the countries where you have been scattered, and I will give you back the land of Israel again." Words which were written roughly 600 BC, which were fulfilled eventually in 1947. This prophecy is unique. Israel is the only nation this has happened to, and which has been able to preserve their identity for the nearly 2,000 years during which they were scattered around the world. This ability to predict events in specific ways well before they came to pass, for me, is additional proof that the Bible is God's message.